Here we go. I heard that whistle blow, and she's coming round the bend. Yeah. Here we go. All aboard, my friends. Good to see you all again. We'll be driving to the pouring rain. We'll be driving away all your pain. Look out, here comes the music train.
Oh my gosh, we're back again. It's the Music Train. What's up, everybody? Season 7, Episode 8. My name is Vessy Mink. I am your host, co-founder of the Music Train. Shout out to Mr. PK Han out of Singapore and Metaverse Generation. We've got a Lombard, Illinois band here today, you guys, a three-piece. They're called the Wellheads, and they've been around for just a while as the Wellheads. They used to be the Somber Reptiles until bum somebody came around and changed things up. You guys, we're going to find out all about them. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. Thank you to all the listeners. Thank you to X, Facebook, YouTube, and everywhere else where you're watching. We really appreciate you. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And big shout out to Extinct, who was our guest last week. We went live. Big shout out to you, Extinct. Check it out.
So much space. So much space, and I can hear her calling me, and I can hear her call my name.
That's right. I'm calling you. My name is Vessy Mink. I am a permanent writer for the magazine, Virtuala Magazine. Our guests today have contributed. They're one of 85 people from all over the world, musicians, artists, thought leaders, everybody contributed to this question. What does music mean to you? I'm going to ask you right now, what does music mean to you? Put it in the comments. Let me know. And lots of love to you. You can find me at Vessy Mink on X, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Thank you for subscribing, everybody. Big shout out to our sponsors. We're going to get to the Wellheads right quick here. But first, thank you to our sponsors. The Wellheads have landed. What's going on, you guys?
Hey, Vessy, how's it going?
I can't believe you're here. We've known each other for a minute, Mr. Richard James, founder, but all of you are founders of this band, correct? The Wellheads. Could you tell me a little bit about your band and how you got to be the Wellheads? First of all, thank you for being here. How are you today?
Great. It's a beautiful day, beautiful day. And actually, we're not down in Lombard. We're in Elmhurst right now.
What are you doing in Elmhurst?
Actually, Bruce's basement is our studio.
I think I like that. Bruce's Basement. Hey, if you guys ever want to do like a dovetail show off Music Train called Bruce's Basement, where you bring in like your buddies and we interview them, let's do that.
Awesome. I like that idea.
Yeah.
I'm in.
So we'll start with James, just because you're how I met the Wellheads, essentially. But you used to be the Somber Lizards, and what a name for a band.
Close to Somber Reptiles.
That's right. Somber Reptiles.
Yeah. So, okay. So Somber, I'll just spiel. Somber Reptiles is actually a song by Brian Eno. And this all started when Dan and I, for like a neighborhood block party, thought we'd do some Brian Eno cover songs. And then we just started playing and thought, screw the cover songs. We're just going to start writing some music. So we did. And we did that for a couple of years, just the two of us. And we occasionally had a guitarist or somebody come in. But we finally, we met Bruce and we kind of grew to write songs. And then I write songs and Dan writes a little song, some songs. And we all come together and we are now the Wellheads.
I love it. I've always loved your band, whether you were the Somber Reptiles or the Wellheads, just because, James, you're such a great songwriter. But now that you have you know, the third person here. Bruce, how did you feel about the first time you heard the band before you were part of the band, I guess is my question to you.
Yeah, so the first time I heard the band was actually James and I used to play tennis together, and somehow or another it came up that he was in a band. I said, "Oh, give me the information." So I went and checked out some of the Reptiles that they had like 3 or 4 songs online, and I listened to that. That's pretty catchy. Okay, and then I kind of forgot about it for a while, and then many years later, I saw James on tennis court. I said, "Hey, how's the band going?"
Really randomly like that. That's funny.
Very random. Hey, how's the band going? He said, "Oh, band's going good. We were writing a lot of music. Haven't played shows in a while." And so we just lost our guitarist. And you know, if you know any guitarists, let me know. I said, "Oh, well, you know, I'm a guitarist, so
let's go."
Why don't I come over? We'll try a few things and see how it goes, and the rest is history.
Well, I saw you guys at Darien at the Q Bar, and I was like, you know, it's a perfect match. Dan, how do you feel about all this? You're the drummer. It's you and James, bass and drums. You've known each other a long time. How did you feel about Bruce coming into the picture?
Yeah, no, for sure. No, it was very much welcomed. You know, there was a lack of fullness to the sound just with bass and drums, and yeah, we didn't have a permanent guitarist, right? So there was a couple styles that went in and out, but no, when Bruce came on, it's like, yeah, okay, this is what we were missing, right? So it really filled out the sound, and
it sealed the deal. I need to see more of Bruce. I need Bruce.
You squeeze over a little bit.
Get a little closer. Okay, perfect.
Right, cool.
So the Wellheads are here, you guys. They're going to play live for you, which is really exciting. Why don't we drop one of your songs? Should we drop one of the MP4s we got here?
Sure.
We've got Shadows, Stars, or Popeye and Ravioli. Which one should I play first? And should we talk about it before or after?
Let's do Stars. That was our first LP. Because I want to spiel a little bit.
Okay,
so,
yes.
Bruce is a little like a landlocked Captain Ahab. He was just, you know, he had written all these songs for SoundCloud. He had probably 20 or 30 songs. And this was one of the songs off his old SoundCloud that we all liked. And so that's ended up on our first EP.
Okay, you guys are hearing it live right now, and everybody can find this, of course. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to us on YouTube and go follow everything that the Wellheads is doing all over the internet, thewellheads.com. You can find them on Spotify, iTunes, everywhere music is streamed. And of course, I want to ask them the very important question. Do they have a music NFT? We'll get to that. But for now, Stars.
Just
I love that song. Stars, they don't care who you are, they just shine, right? That's the lyric.
That's right.
It's so good. I love it. So how was that star born?
You know, that song, there was a day I had like a really rough day, and it just, I don't know, the song just kind of came out and it stuck with me. It's my favorite song I've ever written. I'm glad that these guys liked it and want to bring it into the band. And then it evolved over time to mean something different for me. When my grandfather passed away, like I kind of took the meaning of the song to take a little different turn, which is the stars are your old ancestors kind of looking down on you. Right.
Totally. Oh, I'm sorry you lost your grandfather. And songs, it's funny how they do that, huh? They like visit us again and again with the further extension of the philosophical point of view from where we started to where we are now. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Bruce. That was beautiful. Bruce Rockwell in the house, guitarist of the Wellheads. You guys are watching Music Train, episode 8, season 7 with the Wellheads. James Richards, Daniel James, and Bruce Rockwell are here today. My name is Vessy Mink. You guys, thank you for tuning in. I really love that song so much. So go check them out at thewellheads.com. Tell me more, guys. Tell me more. What was your first dream? Who remembers their first, like as a kid, and they thought about like their place in the universe, and was it music? This question is for all of you, whoever wants to answer it first. Or I could put you in the hot spot. James, you're in the hot spot.
Yeah, my first dreams would just be those, flying dreams, all the just boring stuff everyone has. But I do have a story.
What do you mean? Hold on a minute. I'm confused.
So, well, everyone has dreams of like flying when they're young, and dreams where you wake up and you can't breathe or whatever, and you can't wake up. But at the point, I'm going to tell a story, and that is my first memory. So this is my first memory. I was in the cradle. My parents, I grew up in California. They went out to San Francisco to go party, and I had
You were in the cradle, like
I was in the cradle.
What,
and
how old are we talking here? Just
I don't know what's a cradle. Probably a year and a half. I don't know. And so, and there's
what's a cradle?
I had it's a cradle. Well, it wasn't a cradle. It was like a kind of a pack and play, whatever.
It's called the basket.
But no, it wasn't the basket. It's the where you sit the kids so they can't get out.
Oh, it's the playpen.
Playpen. Like I'm in a playpen.
Okay, I just wanted to get the visual. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
I'm stuck at my German Baptist neighbor's house. He had this very dark house. I grew up in Southern California. Everything's sunny outside, but everything's dark in there. There's all this dark wood. They're kind of scary, and they stuck me in their living room while everyone else just did stuff all day. And she's a very nice lady, but whatever. This is my memory. And I got a postcard from my parents, and it was a duck. It was a postcard that had one of those ducks that you can push. It had like those little rolly eyes.
Yeah. Googly eyes.
Googly eyes, and you press the duck, and it would squeak. And you got something from your parents. And I just remember loving. My parents gave me a little squeezable duck. So that's my first memory.
That is so sweet. How cool is that? I know your parents must be so rad, all of you guys. So how about for you? Dan?
Well, I mean, if you think of dreams as in what you're dreaming at night, the one I remember initially, I mean, was a nightmare, but I tried to think about that. But
I meant like your first dream, like what you wanted to do with your life.
Yeah.
But we could do the dream, that thing, your first, like, I mean, that's a pretty good memory to, but I don't want to revisit it if it's painful.
No, right. Yeah, no. So I guess more of.
Just to preface that, sorry to interrupt you. The Bulgarian way of thinking. I'm a first generation American. My father was born in Bulgaria. Escaped communism in the late 60s. Everybody knows this already. Who watches this show? Anyway, thanks, Dad. But what I wanted to say was that the Bulgarian mentality is if you have a horrible, horrible nightmare, it means it's never going to happen. Just so you know, that's how I was raised. So
wow, you're getting it out of the way, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it'll never happen. But then my cousin told me, don't tell the nightmare before noon, like years later. And I was like, what is up with Bulgarians and their superstition? Like,
yeah, no. So I guess, my first aspirations, like as a kid, I mean, music was always in my life. I don't know if I really aspired to be one of those guys. I did pick up the drums. Whatever it wasn't early on, but maybe late whatever 5th grade or something like that. But
I'm listening.
I wouldn't say music was an aspiration early on, but yeah, it's stupid kid things. I want to be a baseball player or something like that. I didn't have anything realistic back then.
Hold on a minute. Why are we so judging? I really want to know, like, what was your, like, the first time you were like, I'm going to do this. I want to know it without you saying any, like, it's not realistic, no adult things, responses. I just want to know. I want to get back to you when you were a kid. Like, what was the thing? Well, we wanted to be a baseball star. Is that right?
Yeah, that might have been the first thing I was thinking about.
So who was your baseball hero?
Ryan Sandberg of the Cubs.
I remember Ryan Sandberg. That's so awesome. So you got to see them live at the Wrigley Field?
Yeah, and he was a second baseman. I played second base when I was playing too. So
Aw.
he was my guy. Yeah.
Bruce,
Man.
you're next. What
Sure.
was your first thrilling thought about your future in the world?
So I'm going to go with the dreams like you dream at night. Somewhere in high school, I started having these recurring dreams like over and over, and it was getting out of control. It's like every night I had multiple recurring dreams. So I got like a notebook and I started writing them all down. And the dream I can remember, there were some like kind of nightmare things that I, blocked out, we'll say, since then. But there was this one dream where I was like, it's like a kung fu fighting thing. And I was like, kind of get to the top of this hill where there's this huge mansion with more, bad guys that I need to fight. And I'm like dispatching and kung fu fighting people all the way up the hill, up the walkway to this big mansion. But I can never get to the mansion. I just have to keep on walking up the hill and fighting more people, but I never actually accomplished much of this.
That's fascinating. How many times do you think you had that dream?
I probably had that dream at least a dozen times.
And so when's the last time you had that dream?
Back in high school. So.
Interesting. I used to have once I realized that you could lucid dream, which is if you realize you're dreaming, you guys probably know this. You realize you're dreaming, or you have even just the slightest inkling, I'm dreaming. You're supposed to look at your hand or look in the mirror so you could see so you're not seeing yourself, you're literally yourself, and it opens up and you can fly and you could scale buildings, you could do whatever. And it's true. How often do you guys rehearse? And is it usually at your studio, Bruce, that you guys rehearse?
Usually here. We alternate between my place and James's place.
Yeah.
Once a week.
And your families are supportive of your music, and they, this is something, you guys are music lifers. You've been doing this for a minute. I had Dead Freddy in here. Shout out to Dead Freddy. Shout out to the Larvettes. We've got the Wellheads here. I've been telling people about you guys being on this show for weeks. And Dead Freddy, by the way, for the Virtuala article, thank you everybody again for your submissions. James, what you shared, very poignant. I just couldn't believe what I was reading, actually. Like, it's such an important question. So I'd like to actually ask you the question now. What does music mean to you? We'll start with Dan.
Good question. So yeah, to me, it's just like it's a universal thing, right? Everybody can understand music, and I like how it can be interpreted in different ways as well. So, I think it's part of all of our souls, I think, right? It's inherent. So
do you think that after we die that we go somewhere?
Yeah.
Cool. Bruce is like, why is she asking this? What is this? It's supposed to be an interview about our rock music. Who is this Vessy Mink?
Hot seat. I like him.
So how about you, James? How about you?
Music. Well, I gave you my spiel before, so I guess I'll try to remember what I said.
Or
just go off on something totally different.
You could literally throw a wrench in it and not answer my question. This, I swear to God, it would be completely fine. How about another song? How about I stop this? And I may or may not edit this because I want it to be as great as it can be, and it's pretty great so far. But if you guys were to say, Vessy, could you just, the hot seat thing, like, just edit that out? I'll do it. All right, you guys.
I like it because I like these guys on the hot seat.
Okay. All right. We're going to play musical chairs here. Which one should we do now? Popeye and Ravioli. I just love that title. What's up with that song? Or Shadows?
Okay, well, so Popeye is actually an old Samba Reptile song, and this, I guess, well, since you have it, you want me to introduce it?
Sure.
It's okay. So I wrote that song, and it's one of the first songs we wrote, and it's actually our first EP with Popeye was just kind of a friend of Dan's has a studio in his basement. We just went and recorded it in a day, so it's almost like a demo, but it's kind of where the band was at, and I just threw some keys on it, but it was as a 2-piece, so it's kind of where we started, and. Popeye and Ravioli is just a song about like being alone in your house and being, feeling like you're alone, but it's okay. And in this case, how did the narrator, which wasn't me, I wrote actually about somebody else. How did they find peace? They found peace by heating up some ravioli and put on some Popeye shows.
I love it.
Window and just sitting there and let the breeze come in. And they felt better about their lives. So
I love that. I love Popeye, and I also love Ravioli. I love you guys. I love Chicago. You guys, what are you doing? Go find the Wellheads. Go to their website, thewellheads.com, THEWELLHEADS.com. Find them everywhere on Spotify, iTunes, wherever they have released music. They've got 2 albums out, correct? You have 2 albums out? Correct. And you've played at the Elbow Room, West Chicago Social Club, O'Neill's Pub in Lombard, Darien, the Brower House in Lombard. You've played at the Gallery Cabaret in Chicago, and the Elbow Room, of course, Chicago's like diamond venue. I played at the Elbow Room before. I think it was like 16. All right, guys, this is Popeye and Ravioli with the Wellheads. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go. Heard Popeye and Ravioli from the Wellheads. I love that song. It's so sea shanty. I see here that some of your influences include post-punk, sea shanty, guitar rock, and a bit of progressive. I heard harmonies all over that, you guys. I heard the harmony all over it. So, James, I'm such a huge fan. I love the way you write. And I hear a little bit of Green Day. Now, you guys probably were around before Green Day, right?
Around as a band or as humans?
Just humans, like Billy Joe might have heard your music.
There you go, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I really hear that. I mean, he's from Chicago. I used to waitress at a bar called the Raw Bar next to Cabaret Metro. This little, and he came in there. White Zombie came in there. All these different bands. Liz Phair, Jim Ellison from Material Issue. All these interesting characters I served. Do you have any songs about your significant others?
I have written songs about my kids, and I've written a song about my wife. The kids' songs You can, or I've been recorded. One is called In Deep Clover. It's about my older son.
Oh,
One's called FTW, which is about my younger son. And so Milo, an older one, and Roscoe, the younger one. And we haven't recorded it yet, but I just wrote a song about my wife. It's called Rilke Girl.
oh, what's it called? Oh, sorry, what?
Rilke Girl, because she likes poetry.
Oh, I love it. Rainer Maria Rilke, right?
Yes. Correct.
So cool. Letters to a Young Poet. Epic book.
Yes, that is good.
Epic book. Wow. I see. Someone else is guiding this. I had no idea about all that, you guys. Let's do one more song here, and then Bruce, we're gonna find out what your answer is if you want to answer it. Let's see. Let's jump into Shadows. What's Shadows about?
Well, that's another one I wrote. It's just about, I guess, wandering the world and feeling like there's either a shadow or someone inside your mind or maybe outside your mind that's kind of following you around. It could be good, could be bad, but it's there.
Is it the ego?
No. More like anything could be the unconscious, but it's things inside your mind, maybe like spirits of the world. And
Dude, I have a question on your process, James. When you write, is it just like all come out at once, or are you like crafting it like, and I want to get I want to really just shift this around here, or is it like at this point in your life, is it just all out in one?
I usually come up with an idea of something I want to write about, and then I let it percolate, and then I usually go from there to writing a riff or two. And once I get the riffs, then I actually fill out the lyrics. So.
Okay, cool. All right, right on, you guys. Let's check it out. Shadow from the Wellheads. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into the Music Train, episode 8, season 7. Here we go. So catchy. I love Shadows. I love your song so much, you guys. That sounds so good. I love the drums, Dan. I love the way you play drums. In fact, I remember, and the guitar and everything, Bruce, everything, James. It's just amazing. I'm a big fan. the reason why I like your music so much, I don't know, it's so emotive. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's the real deal. It's rock and roll. It's the real deal. It's simple. People can sing along to it and they get it. Right away you get it. You just feel like, oh, yeah, I know what that, even if you don't exactly know lyrically, you can get the feeling of it. Did you ever think that you'd be in a band in your I don't know how old you guys are, but did you think that you would be in a band like right now in your life, like when you were younger?
Not really. I mean, I'm in my mid 40s and figured bands were things for 20s and 30-year-olds. It's pretty cool. I was just reflecting on that the other day, actually.
Yeah, we can speak more about that because a lot of people will not even and it's, I don't know, as we get older, I think you guys could probably agree, like start to notice things more, and there's a lot to write about, a lot to unpack, a lot to like, share also with legacy for our families, and just kind of like, here are the bones. This is what happened. Like, right now, do you think that the music industry is prepared for what's to come with regards to the state of the world? Politically, we could talk about just, for people having just the necessary things that they need in this country to survive. I have a really good friend named Kathy Bunker, and she founded an organization, a non-for-profit called Music for the World. And she's a missionary from the 80s, right? And she started this foundation as this non-for-profit to give, kids instruments. Third, fourth, fifth world countries, of course, they need food. That was the point, right? Yes, they have instruments to like play and share, and they need food, they need clean water, they need education, they need healthcare. And what do you think? How do you think music can really be the thing that gives the world what it needs, beyond obviously it being the universal language that people can better understand each other? How can we leverage music? We Are the World did a great thing, helping feed many people. How can music in this day and age in 2025 contribute to help cure the woes of the world? Can it do that?
So I have a sort of a side spiel on that, and that is, the age, I'm a little older than these two guys, but we all basically the same, generation, in the sense that music was huge for us. I mean, like everyone I knew, even like when I was in college, even the girls that listened to Phil Collins, that music was very important to them. Music was a very central part to our life.
Sorry, I'm laughing at that last comment. I love Phil Collins.
Right, well, see, that's where I go, so.
Even the girls that listen to Phil Collins. Phil Collins is an amazing songwriter. He's an amazing, oh my gosh, he's such a badass.
These girls could make it him an important part of their life. I mean, music wasn't, they didn't play instruments. I'm just talking, in general. I'm making a generalization that very pop music was still very important to people.
Totally.
So a lot of us formed bands. We did all that. And then it seemed like we went through a period where, gaming, videos, images. I have a theory I'm going to tell you anyway.
Yeah, tell me the theory. Tell me, I want to know it.
Is that somewhere in the 60s and 70s, that part of the whole tuning in and, I think part of it is doing acid, all this stuff, whatever. We went from an auditory culture to a visual culture. We went to a culture that was really focused on like poems and songs and folk music and books and novels and all these things. And we went from that to movies. We went to we became very much more image focused. And so what that meant is, there was a period there where it was very fruitful. We had people in the 70s and the 80s combining images with music, and it was very important. But we've kind of even dripped further away from the auditory culture. And what's happened is, gaming and all these other things have kind of taken over kids. But what I found out, and I'm turning this to a positive thing, is that my kids, a lot of my friends' kids, people that, what do you call them? What are they called? Gen
Alpha.
I don't think that's going to stay. They really deserve to be alphas. I don't know. But for now, that's what we call them. Anyway.
They are totally alpha.
So
it's, oh my God, so skibbity. Don't be skibbity, James. Don't be skibbity toilet.
But anyway, I'm not done. So the point is that a lot of these kids going back to music. I know so many people, and I think the great thing about music is it's decentralized. Part of my answer to you when you asked about music before is that that everyone can do it. I can sit there in my room, play my little song. I can harangue my kids. I can harangue my wife. I can harangue my friends. I can get a band. I can go to an open mic. I can go play a club, and people are going to hear it. Whereas if I wrote something, I can hope that a publisher would like it, or if I do.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, but not everybody. Here's just a little dovetail here. Not everybody knows that they can. You do. You've had a life full of knowing that you can. I think part of what's missing. Let's just talk in the United States. I just can't tell you how many people I meet. Oh, I can't sing. Oh, no, I can't. Like, well, why do you say that? Well, my teacher or my mom, I never. So, si, mi, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Let me hear you. The 10% of people are tone deaf. Let's see if you're one of them. And then, you have something there. And I think knowing that you can, even when you just said that, you should be like a speaker on this subject to, you know that you can. But if a person doesn't know that they can, they won't be motivated to do the thing that they are inspired by in others. Let's just say, like, somebody hears your song, they're like, I really love what the Wellheads do. I really love their song. I love how they emote. I feel what they're singing. You have no problem, sharing that. I think that we have an issue in this age of sharing, feeling comfortable that we're not going to be mocked or judged or thought to be like low level on the totem pole, not good enough to be anywhere. But I think also apps like X, audio apps like Clubhouse, it was first Clubhouse, now it's X, where people can hear each other. You could read your poem essentially to people all over the world who happen to just be tuning in. Shout out to X, shout out to Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all the social channels, LinkedIn. It's how we found each other, essentially. Wait, is that how we found each other, James? How did we find each other?
No, you should remember this story. You were playing that pink guitar sitting behind you. Can you see the pink guitar? I can't look over and see you. But that pink guitar, you had that pink guitar, and you were at a punk, like at... that's right. You were at this punk night, and there were a bunch of guys like kind of like doing their cliche punk thing, and they were okay, they're all right. And then you came up there, and you were the real punk. You said,
"Oh, I remember now. It was where I met Dead Freddy. I met you and Dead Freddy on the same night.
It was awesome. You were
That's right. Hold on a minute. Thank you for the love. But I
came up to you afterwards and said, "Hey," and like, Vessy, you were beautiful. And you said, "I'm playing somewhere out way in the distant northern burbs next week."
And then COVID, and
I happened to be out there anyway on something. And
that's right.
Drove. And
Penny Road Pub.
Yeah, they were like
to Penny Road Pub
there, and I was one of them. And you were great again. And
thank you.
So it was you and your pink guitar. That's how we met.
That's right. I forgot about it being at that punk. What was that place called in Lombard?
O'Neill's.
The thing about that place is that we didn't. I just don't even know how it happened that we got. I can't remember how we got that gig right now. Anyway, the point is that we walked into this joint, you guys. There was no stage. I was fine with that. I don't care about a stage. Right. But the bands that played, they were totally freaking punk. I mean, and I was like, they are not, and we did not have the set prepared. Like, we did not. We had like, you guys know my music is like, I mean, I can go punkish and make stuff up in the spot and stuff, but we were not prepared for that. So then when it was our turn, I was like, Roger, Kevin, I was like, you guys, we're just gonna like, just follow me. Like, I don't know what we're gonna do right now, but we're gonna do something else. And then, and there you had all these like punk rock or skinhead, big black boot wearing like young kids. Like, okay, what are you gonna do? Standing right there in the front.
It was beautiful.
I was terrified, actually. I was terrified. A mom of 4 playing at O'Neill's, like, who's just recently now started to have the courage to like play out again. And I mean, I was like, there's no way we can do the set that we planned. And so that's so cool. I love it.
You had that sax player too, didn't you?
Yeah. Roger Ebner from Pigface. Yes, he's a badass.
I mean, the whole thing was great. It was freaking awesome.
I wish we had it recorded.
Yeah.
I guess it's recorded in our.
Plays the saxophone as well.
Who does? Who plays sax?
Oh, I don't put me in with pig face. That no, I played saxophone. No, don't even bring me in.
Where is one? I want you to play right now. That
Got one
especially-
upstairs. I can go
No,
get one.
Yeah, get it. You should totally. Come on, please.
20 years, I'm not playing that.
Come on. Oh, speaking of which, okay, the conceptualization of Music Train came really out of the blue. Shout out to Mr. BK Han and all the sponsors with Metaverse Generation and AI. AI. How do you guys feel about AI?
From my point of view, I don't think AI. I don't know. It should have a big place in the field of art. You know, I know a lot of people, but it can be interesting just as like a meme or something. But I don't like the fact that it's taking artists' jobs away, and there's not any meaning behind it. You know, so art's got to have a meaning. I think art comes from the soul. So
Hold on.
whatever AI produces isn't art, right?
Depends. I get what you're saying, but an idea that's born from a person prompting, let's say Grok AI on X or ChatGPT, you know, I'll share one example. When my son was in school, 5th grade, there was the music teacher. Oh, if everyone's going to be loud, we're going to take the music one letter from the word music off the wall. He had MUSIC, these big letters like, you know, on hooks on the wall. But if the class didn't listen, he was going to take down one of those letters of music and they weren't going to get to play their instruments. Like my son came home and told me this. And I was like, huh. And I was like, let me prompt ChatGPT. This was ChatGPT at the time. Let me prompt and see a story about how the kids got to play their instruments, even though one letter came off. And it was amazing the story that it gave back, you know, prompting from a real life situation, coming from the soul, from the heart, from my son, you know, just from emotion, and then running with it. But I do get, Dan, an artist also who never has created art or had the courage to, that can now create art with AI because they can put a thought in there, and that it, just imagine what that opens up in them for the possibility to actually create something more organic, you know? So yeah, it's a huge topic. Have you heard of Suno.ai?
No.
It's S as in Sam, U, N as in Nancy, O.ai. And it's a music app. You could not only put your own music in, but you could basically sing into it. You could do a riff, you know, Johnny went to school today, didn't want to really play, da-da-da-da-da-da, you know, whatever. And then you just say, okay, I want it to sound, you know, I want it to be punk. And it's just amazing. Every now and then what you get from an app like that, you can actually like, this is real. This was my melody. It just produced me a demo that I can now, you know, it was my arrangement, right? Or you know, it's something you completely just color for the AI, and then they do, you know, they do what they do. But anyway, I love it. But I get why you said that it's not real art, and how it's taking. I still think it's important for artists to know how to use it, because it's going to be more and more, you know, around for the consumption of the artists to further their art. And the organic artist is going to become more and more revered and wanted and special and singular, and like, oh my gosh, we want this artist. We have an artist here who's still making their, so it's pretty cool. All right, who else wants to answer that loaded question? Sorry for the loaded questions.
Sure. I mean, yeah, I can answer. I mean, I'm an AI embracer. And whether you like it or not, AI is here to stay. I mean, we're only we're scratching the surface right now. I mean, I get involved with AI stuff for work. I'm in the field of technology, so there's so many, you know, companies and people thinking about how to kind of ethically use AI and how to protect their data and protect, I guess, in the case of artists, protect their art.
Yeah.
But I'm with you on your thought from before, which is, hey, imagine, you know, somebody who, you know, can't play an instrument, but now can, you know, kind of hum out a song, or kind of type in, hey, I want to have these verses and these choruses, and here's the lyrics. And I think it's pretty cool to enable people to make art. So it's just another way of making art or music or whatever else.
Yeah, and also, you know, artists who are differently abled and they don't actually have, you know, let's say they cannot play the guitar even if they wanted to, you know, Yeah. So it really does run the gamut of like every story really does matter where you're coming from with regards to art, music, tech, AI, all of it, like cooking, everything, family, how people grow up different in different countries, using AI to just connect. Like, wouldn't it be great to have an AI built that recognized the originality of the human voice and songs that were written on the exact day that they were, let's say copyright infringement, you know, that this AI, like, well, you may have copywritten it with the Library of Congress and the state says it, but we have the data that the, you know, Soundwave says that it was created on this day. And actually in the United States, copyright is created as soon as you create something. Technically in law, you can fight a copyright with having it, you know, be registered with the Library of Congress. And there's two ways. I don't know if you guys probably know this. They need to know the avenue with which the one who infringed received it, and it needs to be enough like the song. So how will we determine? How do you feel about royalty-free music, guys? Royalty-free music. So let's say you put up a website, you create a ton of content, original AI, the whole thing, and it's anybody can use it. They just have to give you credit for it. Do you guys think that that's a viable way for musicians and bands in this day and age to kind of like get recognition, allowing people to like consume their music and utilize it and film and TV and all the places, especially now with AI at our fingertips like we have it?
Or basically, we've been there for a while. I mean, think of how many bands like have posted their Spotify proceeds, right? And, okay, we had 500,000 streams and we got this check for $23.92. So we're
right
already there.
Good point. Speaking of which, Violetta Zeroni, Italian music singer songwriter on the blockchain, sold one of her songs, one of her NFTs, her non-fungible token NFTs, for $61,000 or $62,000 when Bitcoin was at like 60,000, around there. They don't own the rights, whoever purchased that from her. This an NFT is a digital, basically it's a receipt that you created something on the blockchain using Ethereum, Bitcoin, Polygon, whichever one you used. But now the hot topic is Bitcoin ordinals, people creating art that can't be corrupted or changed or deleted, and it existing for all time. How do you guys feel about digital artifacts, NFTs collectively? Do you want to make one? I want to make your NFT.
A lot of these in the past, the NFTs. I mean, I think NFTs are a good idea, right? As things become more digital, you know, to be able to create a non-fungible, right, non-alterable piece of art is important, especially if you can control that piece of art, you know, or music, I guess, in maybe this case. If you can control that from being copied or being altered, I think there's some value in that.
Yeah, it's incredible.
NFT or will be some other medium. I don't know. I know NFT seems to be the current,
yeah,
you know, transmission.
Wellheads are here today with the Music Train, season 7, episode 8. Super amazing band from Lombard, Illinois. Rock at its finest, songwriting at its finest, the real deal. You know who Frank Black is. I think that you actually remind me a little bit of the Pixies. That is hopefully going to make you want to write me a song and put my name in it. But before you do that, I have to write you a song, and I'm going to need one word from each of you, because the Music Train, you guys, was conceptualized on an app called Connect Club, connect.club. It's not a app anymore, but basically with Mr. BK Han, we had a couple guests in the space. They could arrive from all over the world. You didn't know who was going to be there when. And he said, Vessy, write a song on the spot, because that's what I'm known for. I had my digital audio workstation going, my Pro Tools. And our guest gave a couple words. I wrote a song on the spot, and I edited it a little bit, sent it to BK. He minted it on the blockchain. So essentially, Music Train Season 1 exists only as NFTs that were written on the spot with words from guests, which is pretty cool. And eventually he said, hey, what do you think about, you know, interviewing musicians and being on camera? And I was like, I think I want to. I think so. Season 7, you guys. Thanks again to everybody for tuning in with the Wellheads here. Thank you to our dear guests. We've got James, Dan, and the amazing Bruce Rockwell here, you guys, from the Wellheads. Another shout out to our sponsors, and then I'm going to write that song. You guys think about the words you're going to give me or two. Don't give me something difficult to write a song with, or do. It's up to you. Thanks to the listeners. Let's go. Where did Dan go?
He builds diesel trains for a living, and he had to step out for a second.
Oh my gosh, I hope he'll be back to close the show out.
I hope so too.
Okay. Did he give you a word before he left?
He did.
Okay, what is it?
And that word is blue.
All right. All right. All right. A song on the spot. Blue from Dan. And then gentlemen, what are your words?
I'll go with electric.
I like that word. That's a good word. Bruce, thank you.
Transformation.
Blue electric transformation. Are we tripping or what? I got blue electric transformation. Dan's gonna take us to the station. He's been building all day. Yeah, he's been building all day. Yeah, yeah. Take me to the city of lights. I wanna dance all evening, dance all night. I wanna ride blue electric transformation by the station. Here we go on the music train. I think we're all gonna go insane. Here we go on the music train. Blue electric transformation. Sitting on the railway station. M-train with the wellheads. With the wellheads. What you doing with your wellhead, baby? What you doing? Think I'm going crazy? Yeah. Well. Yay! We did it.
The Queen of Pop. I'm telling you, that was
The
awesome.
Queen of Pop. Ooh, that could do horrible things to my self-confidence if I should ever adopt that as my title. Not because I don't love pop music, but I don't even know what to do with that. How could you ever say that? Take it back, James. Take it back. Strike it.
Can you just be the Queen? How about the
No,
Queen?
I don't want to be the Queen. How about I'm just a Bulgarian princess?
Okay, you're the Bulgarian princess.
I like the Bulgarian princess.
You're the very Bulgarian princess. How about a power pop? Would you take that?
Yeah, the Bulgarian princess of power pop. I actually like that. Yeah, I need an animation.
Right.
Yeah, I'm the Bulgarian princess of power pop, and now I have a song that's going to send you to college. Just click, sing your melody into this app, and watch the monetization go bling, bling, bling. You're going to Princeton.
Oh my gosh. All right.
All right. So innovation is at the station. These amazing gentlemen are going to play us out. I know that right now Dan is getting ready. He's getting that drum set ready. You guys, thank you for tuning into the Music Train. Season 7, Episode 8 with the Wellheads, thewellheads.com. Find them everywhere. Your next show, where is it? How can we find it? And do you stream your shows live?
Generally, no. I don't think we have gigs set up.
All right. Well, I'm booking you. We're going to play a show together this summer.
Great.
Hey, Vessy, you and us should do a show.
Yes, yes. In fact, we should never, ever share the stage with anyone else except you, me, Dead Freddy, and the Larvettes. We could take over Chicago with that lineup. Should we do a little shout out to our buddies, the amazing Dead Freddy and Larvettes? Let's do a little ode to Dead Freddy. In Heat by Dead Freddy. Let's go. so freaking good. Oh my God, Dead Freddy, we love you. Find Dead Freddy everywhere at Dead Freddy and Friends, you guys. Subscribe to them. And then let's check out the Larvettes. I think we should do Russian roulette. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching The Music Train. We're going to get to our set with the amazing trio from Illinois, the Wellheads. Thank you so much to you, Bruce, Dan, and James, for being here.
Hey, you guys, let's go! This song is called Welcome to Our House, and it's for our German exchange student, Laura. Hi, Laura.